Okay, so what do you need help with from the third key?
Number 7?
Number 7.
But she only said Ella.
What the heck is that?
That's what I was wondering. That's like this too. I'm not.
What the heck is that?
It has it on 19 too.
Yeah.
I need help with 7 and 19.
Wait. Why can't we start at 1?
That's got to be a typo. I don't know what that is.
Wait, number 1?
Number
It's on
7.
19 too.
I searched my calculator.
Yeah, and then go to the back and look
at
at
all.
19.
Go back to the other page.
That's rad.
That just is something that didn't translate through correctly on the computer, so sorry about that. Yeah.
Alright, number 1.
Okay, hold on though. I'm not doing this whole worksheet.
No.
Not even close, because this is a review. So I'm only working on things you tried and didn't understand how to do.
Yeah, I just want to find the zeros.
The zeros is just where it crosses the x-axis. Okay? Zeros means where does y equal 0? Where does it cross the x-axis? Okay, yeah. What about 30? Okay, that one we can work on. That one looks tough. 33. You got help here to do it.
I wasn't here that day.
That's your problem, not mine. A helicopter lowers a rope ladder to a scuba diver floating on the ocean surface. The wave crests at 4 feet above the lowest level of the water every 8 seconds. And so here's what the wave looks like. Okay? And it says the waves crest at 4 feet above the lowest level of the water. So what would these two things be? Huh? If I did 4 and -4, how far would this wave be cresting above the lowest point? 8. Yeah, so that's too much. So it needs to be 2 and -2 instead. Okay? And I guess they wanted a cosine function, which means this graph really should have started at the high point there. That's because you never learned it in the first place. Okay, and so it takes it 8 seconds for it to crest like that, right? So what does that tell you about the wave? What did it just give us?
A function.
You have to come up with a function. Yeah, how long does it take to complete one cycle? 8 seconds. Therefore, the period is 8 seconds. Which means that b is equal to 2 pi over the period, which is pi over 4. And so now you are ready to write your cosine function. Y equals 2 cosine pi over 4x, or theta, or whatever you do. All right? Okay, B, it said the diver can reach 2 feet above her. So if we were going to make a graph of where the diver could reach, it'd be 2 feet above this curve at every point, right? Like that. We just that thing shifted up 2. The lowest rung of the ladder is 3 feet above the average level of the water. So where's that going to be? I think, oh, this was all the way up to 4, right? So 3 feet. This is the average level of the water because it's right in between them. So it would be at 3 right here. Okay. And so then it says, for about how many consecutive seconds will the ladder be within the diver's reach? And that would be from maybe right here to right here. How do you want to figure that out? Do it on the calculator? Because that's how we were, yeah. So what would be the equation for how high she could reach? How would I have to take this and change it? 2 cosine pi over 4x. And I want to shift it up 2 feet for her reach, so that would be plus 2. So that's going to be my y1. My y2 is y equals 3. And we want to see where they cross. Should we play that scene together? Yeet. Okay, so before we start just throwing graphs out there, let's get our window set up correctly. So what do I want my x minimum to be? Nope. 0, because our x is standing for time, so we're starting at time t equals 0. It took each wave 8 seconds to go from crest to crest, so my x maximum should be maybe 16, so I can see 2 of the cycles. And if I go by 1, that's probably going to work out okay. All right, my y minimum should be
-4.
-4, because that's the lowest the wave went. And my y maximum should be, we go a little bit above that, 6. And again, I can go by 1. All right, so let's take a look at this graph. So the original equation that we came up with, if you want to see the wave action, was 2 cosine pi over 4 x.
Are we doing plus 2 or not?
Well, let's look at the original wave first. So there's the wave, okay? And it's cresting, and then, so we did everything right, because we have 2 cycles of it, and it goes da da da. Okay, then the chick can reach 2 feet above her.
First 2.
So I'm going to take this thing, did it say it was a gal? Sorry, this chick, the meaning thing, should I say the woman can reach 2 feet above her? So that's how far she can extend her reach up to get the ladder. I apologize to all you ladies out there.
All you chicks.
All you chicks. Okay, and we decided the ladder can get to 3 feet above the average, so, or no, is that what it was?
Yeah.
So that's going to be y equals 3. And so the interval that we're looking for is how far is it from here to here, because that's when the outstanding young lady is going to be able to reach the ladder. Okay? So I'm going to find the first intersection point by going second calc 5. Enter, enter, and then I want this one, so I'm going to scoot over to there. So it's first going to come into play after 6 and give me a fraction. 6 and 2/3. So it'll first be in reach at 6 and 2/3 of a second. And then she has until second calc 5, enter, enter. Now I want this intersection point. So it's just your eyes that be really happy.
Hopefully the power goes out.
9 and a third.
9 and a third. So how long of a range is that? What's 9 and a third minus 6 and 2/3 fraction?
2 and 2/3.
2 and 2.
And 1.
No, it's 2 and 2/3. I'm just amazed because
Was I right?
you hate fractions.
Yes.
So we've got 2 and 2/3 of a second that it'll be in range.
So pumped I got that right.
I got it.
Jenna?
25, just reading out the range.
Uh-huh.
For that.
The range is going to be the y values. So since that bounces in between -1 and 1, the range is going to be from -1 to 1.
Oh, wait, then what's the amplitude?
The amplitude is 1. Not always. If you look at number 29, for example, what 2 numbers does that bounce in between? So the range will be -3 to 3. So the amplitude and the range are pretty much the same, almost the same thing. Taylor, which one did you say? 13. Oh, that's just on your calculator. So you graph, well, just like we just did this one here. So you graph both functions. So 2 cosine 3 theta. And then you also graph 1.5.
Oh, and then you do the
And then you see where they cross. Yeah, now this they only want from the interval 0 to 2 pi. Hold on just a second, boys. So I'm going to change my x maximum to be 2 pi. So how many solutions do I have to find? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 13 through 24. Hey guys, 13 through 24, that's kind of busy work on your calculator, so will you just do like 4 of those? Or you can you get extra credit. Yay! Bonus for you.
Hey, can you show us how to do it?
that hard.
I'm just doing, you weren't watching, maybe you should better get some close.
I could do that.
You were
If I taught how to.
close.
Hey there.
You just graph each one of them.
Where's his iPad at?
So y equals 2 cosine 3x, y equals 1.5. See where they cross? That's your solution.
Oh, I think all four of them?
Well, usually he has it right there.
All of them. That's why you only have to do 3 of
The
those.
putter
Caleb?
thing.
31 and 32.
You come check on number 10 there.
31. Let the variable n represent a solution of y equals a sine
Stop
b
it.
theta in the interval 0 to 2.
About that.
Write a solution in terms of n for the equation in the interval from 2 pi to 4 pi. Okay. So here's our original graph. Okay. Here's y equals a sine b theta. Right? And then we have an answer, so we were setting this equal to something. So we have a line right here that crosses at these two places. Okay? And one of the answers, what they're saying is they're going to call that first answer n.
How do you find out the
Yeah, I don't trust
second what?
Second outcome. Okay? Are you with me, Michaela?
Yeah.
Okay. So what they're asking you now to figure out is, let's say we're extending this line and extending this graph. So now I'm going to have another solution right there. How is this solution going to compare to my original
That's
one?
the American thing before he notices. He's so oblivious.
How far apart are these two things going to be? One cycle. Very good. Okay? Which normally is 2 pi, right? But we have another letter here, so we know that the cycle of this one is 2 pi over b. So if our first solution is n, then our next solution is going to be n plus 2 pi over b. Because of what you said. Casey, I love it when you answer a question correctly and then you look confused.
But I just don't understand.
I know, but you answered it. That's what I'm saying.
Like, why is it nothing?
Yeah. Because our original one was n, but we know that the next one's going to show up one complete cycle away from the first one. And since the period is 2 pi over b, then that's going to show up 2 pi over b away. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Can you grab tangent?
10, 11, 12. Where do you get, I know you divide 2 pi over.
I don't know how to grab tangents. Yeah.
How do you get that?
Right,
I know they look like that, but
okay,
how do
which
you
one do you
figure
want me to do?
No.
Okay, so 10.
I changed the color. Oh, I changed it back to green.
You know that the amplitude is 4.5, right?
Don't mess with it, because I've been hard to do this classroom.
So all you're missing is that number that goes in front. Okay, so you have to figure out the period.
Exactly.
So if I look at this graph, the way I'm going to figure out the period is I'm going to say that the first low point happens at 0.
What?
Where does the next low point happen?
You can't win.
That means then that the period must be 2
I was going to get you
pi.
one of these times.
Okay? And so since 2 pi divided by 2 pi is 1,
It's just
it's
theta.
going to be 5 cosine 1 theta or just 5 cosine theta. Okay?
Wait.
Wait, why is he only done drawing? How do you graph that? Like, but how do you figure out how to graph it?
You go to my class.
Mr. Hobby doesn't explain it though.
Oh, went way too far. Okay, hey, it'll be online at the end of the day. What we just did. I'm recording right now.
What's it going to be called?
Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of handle individual questions, and then you need to turn this into me when you're done, either today in the next 5 minutes, or it's your homework tonight, because now you know how to do it. But I'm not going to go over any more questions over 13.5 tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do 13.6 questions, get those squared away and turned in, and then if we have a little extra time, we'll just do an extra credit pulse or something like that. Because there's going to be a lot of people gone again. We will not have homework over the weekend.